Welcome into Locked On Now NHL, local experts on the biggest stories on the ice. I'm your host, Kainani Stevens. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every single weekday. Our Locked On NHL hosts are here to help break everything down for you from Tuesday night. But first, let's start with our biggest game.
The biggest game.
Philadelphia really couldn't get anything going offensively on Tuesday night in Tampa Bay. Locked On Flyers has more on a lopsided loss and the quick turnaround for Philly.
Russ Cohen for the Locked On Flyers broadcast. Bad game for the Flyers. Lose 4-0. Andrei Vasilevsky gets his 199th win, second youngest to 199 to Ken Dryden. So big performance by him. Small performance by the Flyers. Really couldn't get anything going. They couldn't. Zone entries were bad. They couldn't hold on to the puck. There was no puck possession. Steven Stamkos had 3 points, which is pretty typical. He does well against the Flyers. Derek Brassard went out, so now you have to worry about, is he injured? The team is a mess. They're really askew. They have to really look at a lot of different things, and they don't have a lot of time. So chances are they probably won't, and they'll probably go with much the same, and maybe they'll call up Morgan Frost. Maybe they won't, but this was as bad a game as it gets in the last couple of years. So that's it. Big win for Tampa, big loss for the Flyers.
A full team effort in Dallas took down one of the hottest teams in the NHL in the Oilers. Locked On Stars details how their team got it done against Edmonton.
The Connor McDavid point streak has come to an end thanks to the Dallas Stars. What's up, everyone? Dane Lewis here with Locked On Stars, coming to you after Dallas's authoritative win over the Edmonton Oilers 4-1 in Dallas at the American Airlines Center. The Dallas Stars started out hot and executed very well on the power play throughout the evening. Rupe Hintz, Jason Robertson both find the net on the power play. Denis Gurianov shows his speed and his versatility as a hockey player and puts the Dallas Stars up 3-0, and they never really looked back. Leon Draisaitl was able to get an assist, but Connor McDavid kept off the score sheet by the Dallas Stars. Probably the most complete game we've seen from this Dallas team so far this season, and it came against one of the best opponents that they're going to play all season, and a team that's loaded with talent. Huge game that Dallas absolutely needed to win, and they came through in a big way, and they're going to carry a lot of momentum into Thanksgiving and eventually to their next matchup on Friday against the Colorado Avalanche.
Chicago kept things tight against the Flames, but just couldn't close it out late against Calgary. Locked On Blackhawks has a full recap.
A frustrating way to end the 4-game road trip. What's up, everyone? I'm Jack Bushman from Locked On Blackhawks. Tonight in Calgary against the Flames, the top team in the Western Conference. The Blackhawks put together a pretty good effort, but ultimately fell short by a final score of 5-2. Really, it was 3-2, but Calgary added 2 empty netters late. And this one was close from start to finish. The Blackhawks fought hard. They tied the game twice in the opening 40 minutes. Calgary came out with an early goal. Brandon Hagel responded for his 6th of the season, 3rd in his last 4 games. Once again, the Blackhawks fell behind in that first period, but in the second, Reese Johnson, who also picked up a secondary assist on Hagel's goal, recorded his first NHL tally as well to knot things up at 2 apiece. The third period, late in the second and early in the third, was probably the Blackhawks' best stretch of the game, but they weren't able to tighten it down enough. Matthew Tkachuk winds up netting the game winner with under 6 minutes to play. It bounces in off Seth Jones. A tough one for him. Frustrating that wound up being the game winner, especially on Marc-Andre Fleury, who played tremendously to keep the Blackhawks alive. The Hawks were outshot 39-21 tonight, so the defense continues to be a little bit of an issue. Fleury bailed them out for as long as he could, but ultimately the Hawks came up short, which is so frustrating because they played well against, again, the top team in the Western Conference in Calgary. I thought they deserved better tonight, could have came away with 2 points, but instead fall to 6-11-2 now on the season. For more coverage of tonight's game against Calgary, be sure to check out the Locked On Blackhawks podcast. Your team every day.
That's a wrap for us. Thank you for making Locked On Now your first listen every day. For more in the National Hockey League and your team, make sure you check out Locked On NHL and your team's Locked On podcast. I'm Kainani Stevens. This has been Locked On Now.